see, being that it's December, we're, you know, in our Christmas spirit here. We got our little
Christmas!
tree. Yep, and we got the lights set up in the back, so, you know, we're very excited about Christmas.
Yeah. I love Christmas.
Me too. So today we have a great little video for you guys, especially for you folks like me who have been waiting to be like, where's our entertainment videos? We've only been talking about finance. I know, and I'm here for you. I'm listening. I know. So today we're going to talk about, you know, because I'm sure there's some of you out there, people who want to start their acting career right now during COVID. Yes, I'm sure it has been very difficult for you guys. So we're here for you, giving you some tips on what you need to get started, because I know that was rough for me and I definitely needed some help from things they don't tell you in school. So yeah, here we are.
All right, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so first off, headshots. Very important, like the most important thing for an actor.
Just like, what are headshots? Like, just from a macro level. Like,
okay.
Like if somebody came from like Mars, like, how would you explain a headshot?
So, okay, a headshot is a photo that specifically focuses on your face and the upper part of your body. It is not just, you know, a pretty smiley picture of you. It has to sort of tell a story from a character perspective. So, like, if I'm the mean girl, I have to have, like, especially in the eyes, they like to focus a lot on the eyes because that's what tells the story. So if I'm the mean girl, I have to have, like, those fierce, very cold eyes and just be like, you have to tell from that picture, don't want to mess with that girl.
So it's not getting quick-scoped in Call of Duty?
No.
Ah,
definitely.
Okay. We're on the same page. Got it.
Yes, for all you gamers out there. Yeah,
just making sure.
Not the same thing.
Okay.
Yes, so it is a very specific type of photo, and when you go to a photographer, you really want to make sure they specialize in headshot photography, because if you're going to someone who's just a freelance photographer or a friend of yours that just takes really good pictures because it's cheap, casting directors will know the difference, so just don't do it.
It's good quality. Quality is always a good thing.
Yes. But even that being said, you don't have to pay a ton of money for quality, because usually headshots, really good headshots from really good photographers, will range anywhere from about like $250, $300 to about $800. Me, I'm a penny pincher, as my family says, so I personally would never pay $500 for good quality headshots.
Yeah, it's like quality per dollar, like from like a finance point of view.
Exactly.
It's like you can get quality by spending a little bit, but you don't have to spend a ton.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's like kind of the idea, I think.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what are your experiences? Because of course, as we know, he's also had his acting days. So what are your experiences with headshots?
Well, I haven't gotten a whole lot. I've gotten like maybe 2 like instances of headshots. The one I have now, which I really need to update. But that one was a couple years ago. That was really good. That was only like $200 and some bucks, and I got like 3 or 4 looks. Okay. And the guy did like makeup for me and everything.
Yeah,
it was really nice. But that being said, like, I'm not really like doing acting stuff anymore, but I would definitely, and I have thought about getting new headshots because they're really important in business. It just gives you that little leg up. Yeah. I mean, you can take Instagram photos and stuff and it looks okay, but there's something to be said for having a professional shot to put on like all your social media and stuff. So it's good for not only that, for entertainment, but for that stuff too.
Yeah, for actors, it is the most important thing you can have.
Actors, it's your business card. Like that in your resume or your business card. And like business, it's more of like just how you want to have yourself seen by other people.
Yes, how you want to present yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, you know, first impressions are everything.
Exactly. Which is just as important as your business card. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So the 2 headshot photographers that I've gone to and I absolutely love, if you want more commercially sort of headshots, which both are important, by the way, I would go to Wyho Lee. You can check up her website. She used to be $60 for a one look, I believe 15-minute shoot, but now it's $90 for one look, which still isn't bad. I don't know if she still does acting, but she used to be in the acting business, so she knows exactly how to work with her actors. She's super friendly, super fun, and I just loved working with her. Also, Johnny Pena, who I went to late summer, early fall. You went with me. Yeah. Oh my God, he was so nice. Make sure you bring a playlist with you because he highly encourages it. And you know, he has a set package of 5 looks for $250. Was definitely worth it. I definitely want to go back to him in the future. And it was just a super chill, super fun experience. And for theatrical headshots, they were amazing.
So these are both located in the LA area, right?
Yes,
Okay.
these are both located in LA. And regardless of where you are, whether you're coming to us from LA, New York, make sure you do your research. So really make sure you get your money's worth, but they're also good quality. You have to have a balance for the two, I think. So next up, casting sites. To reach casting directors, a lot of the time you're gonna have to go through these casting sites, constantly submitting yourself for casting sites. And when I say constantly, I mean every single day. It makes a difference, believe me.
So what's your job as an actor?
To get as many auditions as possible. It's not even about booking work. And believe me, it sounds kind of weird, and I even think it's kind of weird sometimes when I hear other people say it, but it really is about getting as many auditions as you can, because it's good practice, but it also really gets your name out there and has people see your face and see, you know, what you're capable of doing. So your job as an actor really is to book auditions, not to actually book the job.
Yeah, you're auditioning way more than you probably are working.
Yes.
I mean, ideally you want to reverse that eventually, but it's kind of like in business talk about it's like a kind of a cost factor. You have to put in a lot to launch the ship, and then once you get it going, then you don't have to work at it as much, like auditioning and stuff.
Yeah.
Ideally, but
yeah,
it takes a lot of work.
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember what the exact numbers are, but the saying goes, for every 100 no's, there will be one yes. So, okay, the big casting sites I am always hearing from people that you absolutely must have, and especially when I got my first agent, was the first one that she's like, you have to have these, regardless of anything. You have to have LA Casting or Casting Networks. $23.95 per month. That is the premium level of subscription where you can have unlimited photos, you can put your reel on there, have your resume, all your info, all that great stuff. Another big one is Actors Access. It is also another one where it's #1 on the list. You absolutely have to have it. I've gotten a lot of auditions from Actors Access, and it's actually really not that bad in price. It is $68 per year.
Again, like the point being is that you might have to pay a little bit up front, but if you get 1 or 2 jobs, then that pays for itself for the whole year.
Exactly.
So it may be a lot up front, but it's kind of cost versus price kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you have to pay $10 to make 100, you do that every time.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah. It's a casting site technically, but I find it's more a place to, again, showcase your credits up front, so that when people look at your profile, they can immediately see, okay, this person's been in this. These are all their photos they have there. There's videos of their work and acting clips like I have, because I am still kind of new and stuff like that. That's also another big one where they tell you have to have it. That's really not negotiable. That one is on the pricey side, and yes, it hurts to when that bill comes every year. It is rated at $149.99. You heard me correctly.
That's for the year.
Yes. Okay. That is the thing though. It is only once per year, so it's not too expensive, but at the same time, it is not fun when that bill comes every year. Another bonus one, I've heard people have mixed emotions about it, because some people are like, oh, you can't really get much off of it, or it's more for TV, or it's more for theater, is Backstage. I personally find Backstage to be super helpful, because I also get a lot of auditions on Backstage. I've actually gotten most of my acting jobs too, from Backstage. And it gives you a lot of resources. Like recently I was doing a bunch of research to find managers I could possibly submit to possibly sign me, and I found all that information on there. It'll tell you the location of those managers, who they represent, stuff like that, and that goes for managers, agents, and casting directors. And they have a ton more resources. Even on top of that, sometimes they'll have free classes to work with industry professionals, and I just think it's super helpful. Of course, that one is also a little pricey, again at $149.99. But again, it's only once per year. This one, you have unlimited photos, unlimited videos. You can put all your resume information on it at no extra charge, and I definitely think that one is worth it. That one I am more than willing to pay for every year, especially because my favorite show casts from that website. So I'm just like, oh, it's The Walking Dead. So every time I see a Walking Dead like post on there, I'm like, oh my god, okay, I have to keep this just because Walking Dead cast from here. But that's just my own little thing.
I will say, like, when I was doing more acting stuff too, Backstage for me was always like the place where I got a lot of stuff. So I definitely like that one.
Yeah.
From what I've seen of the stuff, so yeah.
Yeah, and what's nice is that it is used like worldwide. It's not like LA casting where it's more specific to California. Like that one's used everywhere, so it is kind of nice in that sense too. Next up, we have media. So when I say media, I mean any videos from shows that you've been in, any acting clips that you might upload, a reel, because that's a big thing in the industry too for actors. So for that, you can go one of two routes. Well, one of three routes. So one, obviously the best choice would be preferably that you've been in a production, whether it's TV, theater, whatever you're into, and you sort of get any screen time that you have had of your face, and you preferably also speaking, and just put those into nice little videos. That way it showcases what you're capable of to any managers, agents, and casting directors that might want to hire you or sign with you. If you're like me, where you haven't had a ton of work yet, so you still want to showcase the type of work that you're capable of doing, but you haven't been in too many productions to be like, oh look, I've been in this, look at my work. You can find some scripts online where you can make your own little scenes of your character types. So for me, I would say I'm the girl next door, the mean girl, the diva, and the ditzy airhead. So what I did was I found, preferably from old TV shows, because if you find stuff that's recently been out in theaters or on TV, people are going to immediately compare you to the actors that originated those roles, which obviously nobody wants to do that unless you know you're way better than those people, and unless you know you're better than Meryl Streep, maybe not do a scene Meryl Streep's been in the last 5 to 10 years.
Just be careful. It's like trying to sing the Whitney Houston song everybody sings.
Yeah.
And I Will Always Love You.
It's not a good idea.
Don't do that.
It's
Anyway.
just not. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what I did. I did a little like 1 to 2 minute clip of scenes for each of those things. Of course, I had my lovely boyfriend as my acting partner there for those. And you know, just get a good camera, get some good lighting, and find a space where obviously it's going to be quiet, but you guys can play out the scene. And of course, yes, sometimes like I had a scene that we were supposed to do it in a lunchroom. Obviously, I'm not going to have access to a full lunchroom, especially right now during COVID. So, you know, just be imaginative. That's what actors are supposed to do. So just do that, play with what you have, and I put it on my website to be like, okay, even though I haven't been in a lot of stuff, here's what I'm capable of doing.
Yeah, like do it yourself. Like we've been filming stuff for her, and I get to do my little bit of acting stuff too, so it's fun. Just make it fun, make it a collaborative thing.
Yeah.
Get a few friends together, just like make your own thing. That's the hardest part, is just getting the footage for a lot of people. So just don't do it yourself. Don't wait for somebody to give it to you. Just do it yourself.
Exactly.
And that's, you know, the best thing you can get, because and then you can do that a lot. You can get your friends together a lot more than you can probably book jobs over the long term. So
especially right now.
Yeah, it's a really, really good thing to do. So just do it yourself.
Yeah.
Be proactive.
And plus, it's also free. You know, after you get all the right equipment. And even then, when we got our equipment, we did it on a budget. And especially with us splitting it, like, it really didn't cost too much. So it was really helpful to be like, get good quality material, but still do it yourself, where you're not paying thousands upon thousands of dollars to look good for agents and managers.
Yep. More money is not better. It goes in a lot of things in life. Just because you pay more money doesn't mean you're getting the most out of it, unless you are purposefully making sure that you do. It's put in that work. So.
Yeah. But that being said, for people who either, you know, don't have a space they can work with, or are not able to have someone or a group of people where they can film with, there is a website that you can go to. So your option 3 here for this. So I follow a page on Facebook with a bunch of actors, agents, and managers, where they all have web classes, and they'll give advice to new actors on what they should be doing for headshots, character types, all that good stuff. So there are a lot of websites where you can go to, or companies that will make a reel for you. Now, as amazing as that sounds, and I know I've definitely considered it a bunch of times, it can be very costly. One of the ones they did recommend a lot, though, was called Reelarc. The only thing is, so they have 2 packages. There is one where you get about 50% of the screen time. That package is $899. that's more than we spent on all of our equipment and doing all our filming and probably a whole other stuff. Or you can do their more expensive package, but it is, I think it was like 95 to 100% all you, full camera time, professional reel, but that one is $1,399. Now for me, especially right now, regardless of unemployment, that's a lot of money. And that's a lot of money that I probably won't be making back from acting jobs anytime soon. So for me, it just seemed a lot more cost effective to do it myself.
Yeah.
So last up, we have classes. So of course that is a big thing, because even when you are a new actor, regardless of how naturally talented you are, you need to make sure you hone in all that talent with really good technique. Make sure, you know, you are in an environment where you get to practice, you get to improvise, you get to do a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Just make sure you're well-rounded in all the types of acting, so that way you could really gracefully go into whatever is thrown at you, whether it's theater, acting, commercial acting, any of that stuff.
Because sometimes it's like they'll be on set and they'll be like, oh, there's a change, can you do this? And you'll be like,
yes,
you'll be ready.
Yeah.
So you just want to be prepared.
Yeah, exactly. So you could, again, do one of three things. So for me, yes, I went to a highly rated private performing arts school. And so for those of you who don't know or want to know, it is the American Musical Dramatics Academy. There is a campus here in LA, but also New York. I actually did both campuses and I got my BFA in musical theater. You can go that route, which in a lot of ways I'm very thankful that I went that route, because I feel I wouldn't have known anywhere near as much as I do about the entertainment industry if I didn't. But at the same time, again, it is very costly, and believe me, I'm not having a ton of fun paying student loans right now, especially right now. But I definitely think the teachers do a very good job of preparing you for things that you would have a lot of difficulty, like even researching on your own outside of school, or going to just a regular acting class where, you know, they're not going to teach you every single thing you need to know about acting. That's just not how it works. Some of it you need to find out on your own. So I feel like as a foundation and having the fundamentals from going to a private school for that, I definitely think it opened me up a lot to things that I can do, where to look for certain things and stuff like that. Another thing you can do is you can go to an acting class. There are a lot here in LA. Sometimes they focus on specific things. Like I know before COVID started, I audited a bunch of acting classes. So there's some that focus on script analysis. There's some that focus on just the techniques of the scene. Some that focus on like the emotion of it all, like getting all your chakras aligned. That was definitely an interesting class that I went to. But again, all very expensive. So for that, usually they tend to range from $350 to $800, depending on how many weeks the course is. So that's another thing to think about.
And we're in LA, but even if you're not in LA, like when I was a kid, I started acting classes and stuff, and I was in like South Florida, not near really any major city. So you can do it. There's a lot everywhere. Yeah. So just look in your area, and I'm sure there's got something there. Yeah. So don't think just because you're not in LA or New York that you can't have access to these things. You definitely can. And even now, the beauty of, you know, even though we're in COVID, like a lot of this stuff has gone online. Even during COVID, I've taken a lot of, I've audited a lot of courses. I've audited a lot of coaching sessions, you know, and even especially with being in COVID, like a lot more stuff is free now, especially for auditing like first-time classes. And I've signed up to sites where they give you like free toolkit books and stuff like that. So there's definitely a lot of resources out there for you, which goes into my third option for you. Is there are some coaches and managers that they actually have YouTube sites, free webinars, stuff like that, where you could basically learn some tools for free. Like I went to a social media class for free. What else have I done? You did a couple seminars, right?
Yeah, I've done a number of seminars.
A lot of stuff. The main point being is that do not wait for it to come to you.
Exactly.
Especially nowadays.
Exactly.
You can find anything you need to know online, get networking, you have all the tools you need. There is no excuse for you not to be able to do it. Go out and do it.
Yes.
You can do it.
Yes.
We're here to help you. We want you to do it.
Yes, we want you to do it. But the also good part of that is, like, you know, regardless of what financial situation you're in, there are resources for you, which honestly I would have never known. I feel like also, you know, knowing him and the time that we got to spend together during COVID, like, he never went to college, but yet you have done so many courses on a budget, and it just, you know, when you really look for it, you'd be amazed to see how many things you could find at a much cheaper rate or even for free, even when it comes to acting courses and stuff like that. So also a bonus thing you could do, which is also something I've done a lot, you know, in my research, acting books. Acting books, acting books, acting books. I cannot say that enough. So a lot of them, like, of course, in school, they'll be like, oh yeah, every actor should know this acting book, and of course I was just kind of like, school, whatever. I'm not really into reading, you know, biographies and nonfiction books and all that stuff. But some of them can actually be really interesting and really helpful. Like, during the summer, I think I read like 4 or 5 acting books. One I really enjoyed actually was Jenna Fischer's book, who played Pam from The Office. I feel like she's just so relatable as a person, but also as an actor. And basically she gives you some tools to use, but she reminds us that, you know, as much as talented as you are, like, you know, this industry, it takes time to really get into it, but also sometimes it just takes a certain amount of luck and being the right place, the right time. So, you know, just as a reminder to not give up if things aren't going as quickly or quite the right way as you want it to. And you know that if you continue to work hard and you continue to persevere, you will get there. And there are also some good books for monologues and basic fundamentals of, like, what you should be learning, whether it's, you know, you're a younger actor just going into college or getting out of college, whatever it is, there is an acting book out there for you, I promise.
Yeah, so I know that was a lot. It's a lot to hear.
Yeah,
so,
we threw a lot of information at
exactly.
you.
So just to, like, sum it up, what are, like, things people can do right now today to get to that dream role they're looking for, to that dream that they're looking to get to?
So at least 3 things you could absolutely do right now is, 1, make sure you have good headshots. Again, you don't have to spend a ton of money for them. I know for my first set of headshots, I paid $100. They weren't the best, but they were still something. So make sure you have some sort of headshots, preferably good quality, preferably not too expensive. Number 2, make sure you are looking at casting sites at least for like an hour every single day. And when I say every single day, I mean it. I mean Sundays, casting sites are a little bit slow, but every other day, make sure you are on those casting sites and submitting to every single thing that you could possibly fit for each and every role. Number 3, for your reels, acting clips, whatever you have, even your resumes, make sure they're as up to date as possible, and make sure you have something. Don't have no resume or resume with one thing on it. Make sure it looks good whenever you submit it to a casting director, agent, manager, so it gives them something to look at and shows them who you are as a performer. Same thing with your reel. Even if you don't have an actual reel or your reel is really, really short, make sure you have something. Make some acting clips, get some friends and create a project. Do something that shows each and every person you come in contact with what you're capable of and what you have to bring to the table as an artist. And those are 3 things anyone can do right now, whether on a budget or whether you have an unlimited budget. Something you absolutely have to get done, and they're definitely, definitely, definitely worth it.
You can do it.
Yes.
And we're here to help.
Yes.
Just comment below, like the video.
Yes, make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
We got plenty
of
more videos coming, so keep watching, subscribe.
Definitely keep in tune.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.